I recently broke up with my LCS, and if you have been following me for any length of time, you probably know that I was extremely pleased with the local comic shops that I had in California. And then I moved to North Carolina, and it was a completely different game. With those shops in California, I had like an amazing relationship with a lot of my shop owners. I knew them personally. They knew me personally. They had come on the channel several times, and I just had a relationship with them as individuals. And I've been very dissatisfied with the comic shops that I've gone to here in North Carolina. There's no relationship. There's no rapport. It is purely a transactional thing. And there's nothing wrong with having transactional relationships, but when you're accustomed to having a true relationship with someone that is about people connecting, to not have that suddenly is a little jarring. And that's essentially where I found myself. So I called up the shop and I basically told them that I wanted to close my pull box. And very much true to form, there was no recognition that I was terminating. There was no questioning as to why I was doing it. It was more like, okay, we'll take care of it. That was essentially it. Now, I can tell you for a fact that when I left my comic shops in California and I moved, one of my comic shop owners' wives actually came up and was like, we are going to miss you. This shop that I broke up with, I can promise you that they will not miss me in any way, shape, or form, And again, there's nothing wrong with that. It is what it is. So the question is, what am I going to do to actually get my new comics? It really is a great question, right? This is something that I was thinking about myself, how I wanted to handle it. I ended up heading over to mycomicshop.com, which is a website that I've been using off and on for years to basically supplement and augment what I was getting from my LCSs. And so I decided to head over to mycomicshop.com and set up a subscription. They have something called a subscription service that allows you to basically create a pool, right, of titles that you want. So you get access to the list of all the books that are out there. You identify, which titles you are interested in. You add them to your subscription, and then it gives you the ability to automatically have variants added to your subscription, or you can choose to select them every single month. So I thought that was a really good feature, because I know a lot of people have asked me, well, how do I get my 1 in 10, 1 in 25, 1 in 50 variants, that kind of stuff. So it seems like my comic shop has a mechanism for addressing that. And again, this will be basically my first month with it, so we'll have some learnings, I am confident. But I opted to select several different titles that I am interested in, and then with 2 of them, I toggled the switch to make my variant selection every single month, because I'm not going to buy every single variant that comes out. There might be some, however, that I am interested in getting. So I wanted to be in control of it, and we'll see how well that works out moving forward. But I do believe that with the pre-ordering, and I think also with the subscription, there is a nice discount that is associated with mycomicshop.com. The details around the subscription and the discount is a little nebulous, and I probably need to send them an email to confirm. But for certain, if you do a pre-order, you do get 35%. And I'm assuming that because the subscription is in the same area, that it is also a 35% discount, but that's something that I need to look into. And honestly, that is probably the best discount that I've ever received from any comic shop. A lot of my comic shops in Cali would give me a discount even without asking. It was probably more like 10 to 15% versus 35%. One of the cool features that I like about the pre-order function on mycomicshop.com is the fact that they give you 2 helpful pieces of information. One piece is an overview of what is going to happen in the upcoming issue. The other thing is that they give you a photo, a thumbnail, if available, of that issue's cover. These two pieces of information are incredibly helpful, especially if you are a speculator and you are trying to anticipate what the market is going to be interested in, knowing what's coming up, and more importantly, what cover might be hot because of the artist or the artwork. This is a really great way to be ahead of the curve. So again, we'll see how this breakup goes for me as I move forward with my new partner.